History of Disney's worst attraction ever, Superstar Limo. I don't know that one. Oh, because this was California. Yeah, I never rode this.
The big cheese. I'm not the big. I wish I was the big cheese. This is the big cheese.
Oh my God!
Gee, I've been
Mickey!
looking for you all day. Well, I want to give you a personal tour of Disney's California Adventure. Ooh, what do you say we start with a ride on California Screamin'?
So, Mickey?
Yeah, this looks like shit.
You know, Mickey, I think this is the beginning.
Sounds good, monkey.
Theme park.
You betcha.
It wasn't. And now the story of a company in panic, and the one CEO who just couldn't seem to catch a break.
So was Michael Eisner like the worst CEO
It
of
is
Disney
the
ever?
Fun Plan.
Like, this guy seems to fucking suck. He can't get anything right.
2 years later in 1984, it was
Take it
becoming
easy,
increasingly
Queen.
clear that despite Epcot's
to receive
success,
8-track.
Disney as a company was not doing well. A string of box office failures from their studio and big budget projects for the parks had brought Disney to the lowest point in the company's history.
The fuck is
and many
Splash?
feared a takeover. In a bold move by the company,
Oh,
then
wait.
CEO and President Ron Mil- then by the company.
Hold on. Is this the, Yeah, hey, wait, I know Splash. When I was a kid, there's a scene in Splash where the mermaid has her titties out. And you can see side boob. I used to pause that scene occasionally. It wasn't my go-to movie, but I used to watch that occasionally to look at titties when I was a young man. Let me I'll just type it in. Splash titty scene, maybe? Splash titty? Nope. That, whoa, wow. I don't know what I was thinking with that. I don't know if I can find the scene, but yeah, it's a classic. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about.
Apart from the Disneyland Hotel, the Rather Corporation also owned the RMS Queen Mary, a retired ocean liner that was permanently docked in Long Beach, California. After Disney acquired the Rather Corporation, Eisner became interested in transforming the Queen Mary and surrounding land into a new resort called Port Disney. Port Disney was to feature
very
hotels,
ambitious.
a cruise ship dock, and an all-new ocean-themed amusement park called Disney Sea. Eisner pitted the cities of Anaheim and Long Beach against one another, trying to decide whether to build Disney Sea as
Holy
the
shit.
Disneyland resort or build it in Long Beach within Port
Imagine if he
the
actually
announcement was
made
in
that.
January of 1990, and Anaheim and Long
What
Beach both
the
worked with
fuck?
Disney
That looks
in order to bring a new
nuts.
theme park to their city. However, the citizens of both cities were not.
This man was straight building
citing the
Atlantis.
issues the residential neighborhood. Eisner had a simple technique that he often used when he decided on new projects.
What
The
will lose
technique
us
is
the
known
most
as
money
jealousy.
quickest?
Whenever Eisner saw another
Classic
company
Eisner.
doing something successfully, he decided that Disney would do the same thing. Moreover, he would take the idea and do basically the same thing in basically the same place. For instance, after seeing the success of the amusement park zoo hybrid Busch Gardens Tampa in the early 90s, he greenlit Disney's Animal Kingdom. The park was just over an hour from Busch Gardens. After seeing the success of the Church Street Station nightclubs in Orlando, Florida, Eisner greenlit his own nightclubs in
So
Pleasure
this guy
Island
was just
at the Disney
plagiarized.
Place. Pleasure Island was
And
about
still
half an hour
couldn't
from
do it
Church Street
right.
Station. So when Westcott was canceled and Disney returned to the
Fucking
drawing board,
Eisner.
it wouldn't be long until, since the Disneyland Resort at the time provided such
His
a
whole
short
career was
visit
just
to
copying
vacationers,
homework
many of the guests
badly.
would go explore the other. This concept would develop into the plans for California Adventure, a California-themed theme park to be located in the already California-themed California. Concept art for the park was released in
Who cares about
1990. A year
California
after
that
Westcott
much?
was canceled.
If you want to
Release date of
experience California, just go
Adventure would
outside
feature
in
everything
California.
from soaring above in the Hollywood section of the park, there was to be a
Who needs a
recreation of
fucking
the
tribute to
the
California?
observation
What
deck
the
and
fuck?
former restaurant at the Los Angeles International Airport, which was being renovated by Walt Disney Imagineering around the time that California Adventure was in development. This was to be the show building to one of California Adventure's
Oh my god, this word is losing meaning. I've heard it so many
Superstar
fucking
Limo,
times.
a high-speed dark ride that would
Eisner
take
proposed the
guests on a wild
California,
paparazzi chase
Californiaception,
through
California
Hollywood.
in California,
As guests
Adventures
boarded the
California,
attraction,
colon.
They would be greeted by Michael Eisner. For instance, guests would fly past the famous Tail of the Pup hot
Thanks,
dog
Valentine.
stand
We
with
actually
a
watched
large
all of
man in
Chains of Love.
rhinestones creating sounds of flatulence. But as guests turned the corner, it would become clear that this was actually Elvis Presley squirting mustard onto a hot dog. The ride ended with guests reaching the Chinese theater, only to have Eisner tell them that he would have to cancel the contract because they had been caught by the paparazzi. Then, a picture taken of guests while on the ride would be shown, cropped into a tabloid reporting on their limo chase. After this, guests would exit
Sounds
and
like
walk
shit.
the red carpet into the Chinese theater, which was the gift shop and exit to the attraction, where fake Oscars, on-ride
These two
photos,
gift
and
subs, butter.
t-shirts would have been
Resub
sold.
Jable.
The original concept of Superstar Limo was nothing groundbreaking, but it seemed that it would have been a fun dark ride that would have fit perfectly in the Hollywood section of the park. However, the mid-90s version of the attraction would not be the one that guests experienced when the park opened. And this time, it wasn't Eisner's fault.
I can't even believe that. Eisner paid him to say that.
In August of
This was
1997,
Eisner's fault.
in Paris, France, Diana, Princess of Wales, was killed in a limo accident. Her driver was
shit.
supposedly fleeing from paparazzi when he lost control of the wheel. The tragedy captured the attention of the entire world, who grieved the death of the princess and the other passengers. As for Eisner and his team, they now had a big problem. Superstar Limo could no longer be a high-speed paparazzi chase.
Yeah.
It would now seem that it was some
Yeah.
sort of twisted reference to the tragedy. The Imagineers scrambled.
Eisner got
briefly
fucked on that
considering
one.
Cloning a Unfortunately, if their job was to please the boss, they had done it a little too well. Eisner, who had been in the entertainment industry for decades, adored the inside jokes and Hollywood gags.
Jesus
He loved them
Christ,
so much that he
Eisner.
greenlit the new, terrible version of the attraction. Imagineering, most likely baffled at what they now had to do, did their best to make the attraction work. This art style was
Eisner's a
also
puppy
used
lover.
within the ride itself. The only three-dimensional animated figures would be that of celebrities. But due to the lack of
Oh,
budget,
hey!
these would have to be
That-
celebrities
who was
whose
that, Jared
likenesses were
Fogle? Who the
cheap
fuck
or
just
stars
popped
that the
out
Walt
there?
Disney Company already had contracts with. Also, these were not animatronics, but barely animated figures with minimal, unconvincing movement. At some point,
Who was
Eisner
that?
realized that
That's
the ride was
Regis?
going to be bad. The retooled ride opened with California Adventure on February 8th, 2001. So was it as bad as they thought it would be? Yes. Yes, it was.
I want to see it. Let's fucking ride it, baby. Get me on there with a GoPro. Let's go.
The inside jokes to California and the entertainment industry would begin with a female announcer giving instructions to arriving passengers.
Try not to fall asleep on the ride. That's the only rule.
No schmoozing.
Oh, hey, that was the only rule.
Guests
Fuck
would
yeah.
encounter
Good
television
guess.
screens
A
and
genius.
an entertainment news report. After guests winded their way through the queue, they would approach the ground transportation section of the airport and board their limo. A sparkly, purple, cartoonish limo.
Hey, that
The
looks
cast
pretty
member
cool if you
guides them
ask
into their
me.
Cars and tells them to enjoy their premiere.
That's a
Guests
solid
are then
whip.
sent on their way into their
This is
soon-to-be
fucking
original
drifting around
An
corners.
announcer tells them to keep their hands, feet, and egos in the limo at all times. Ha! The limo enters a dark tunnel.
Hey, don't be
and
mean to
guest
the ride.
agent
What the
appears
fuck?
on
It's not
screen
their
attached
fault. They
the
didn't want to
ride's
do it.
vehicle. The next show scene is the Sunset
Pretty cool.
Strip. Here, guests get to see Tim Allen and Jackie Chan.
Tim
After this, guests
Allen!
enter a second tunnel
And
are
Jackie
reminded by
Chan,
their agents
yeah!
they're gonna be late. Guests are shown an on-ride photo of themselves before entering the final tunnel, where their agent tells them that they are a superstar. And
They see
that was
Sub-Zell
Superstar Limo.
And Hookins. I don't know why he called it the worst attraction ever. That shit looked fucking awesome.
Here we go. Now this is not a scary fast ride, right?
No, this is just like a...
You don't get it. You can't just experience it with a video. You have to be in there and feel the hydraulics and the adrenaline of like being in the car as it slowly drives through. It's not the same with just a video.
This is a real easy ride to go on. Yeah? Okay.
JCC in sync. Woo! Let's fucking get it.
Hold your breath now.
Whoa! Look at how much fun Drew's having. Wow, this is one hell of a ride.
Hollywood favorite, Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, we're having fun.
California.
There might be no better way to
Wow.
illustrate the reaction the public had to the ride than the on-ride photos. It is no surprise that the ride was received negatively, with guests complaining
Can't
that they
imagine
waited
why.
a half hour to ride the cheap pop-up book. Superstar Limo was not the only issue. California Adventure as a whole was berated by the general public and critics alike.
But overall, the lines were so short at times out here.
I thought it was closed.
The new management team constructed the Pixar-themed dark ride, Monsters, Inc. Mike and Sully to the rescue. The simple dark ride would take guests throughout the events of the first Monsters, Inc. film, and it was set to open on January 23rd.
Looks like shit. Boo. Where's
But
Tim
that
Allen?
is not
Oh wait,
the
Tim
end
Allen
of
actually does
Superstar
voice in this,
Limo's
doesn't he?
story. Oh no. The ride very much lives on.
Is-
in the
Tim Allen is
absolute
in
worst
Monsters,
way
Inc., isn't he?
possible. Since the Monsters, Inc. dark ride was a quick fix.
No?
for the
Okay.
park,
Alright.
coming a
Boo.
year
Fuck
before the
this. No
major
Tim
expansion.
Allen.
And there was one more thing. Oh yeah. They
Can't
stripped the
click link
C-list
Sonic, but
celebrity
wouldn't
figures
watch
and
that
dressed
tonight
them into
anyway.
various animatronics throughout the ride. Some of these zombatronics are more obvious than others, and the Drew Carey and Jackie Chan figures are especially easy to spot. But don't worry,
Yeah!
most, if not every, the story is a good reminder that even a company as big as Disney can still
Aw,
get
true,
themselves into
Dan.
financial difficulty, creative gridlock, and even some pretty wacky situations.
That is
On the
pretty
next,
wacky.
Defunct Land.
Okay, one more defunct land. The failure of Disney's Chuck E. Cheese ripoff Club Disney. I'm thinking the Chuck E. Cheese one as well.
During all of this, Eisner himself would cash in stock options of nearly $600 million.
Holy
Money
shit.
was flying all over the place at the Walt Disney Company.
What
but none
the
of it was going to
fuck?
the company's other major division. Disney Parks had gone on a roller coaster of its own.
No wonder
during
he
the
didn't
preceding
fucking
5
care
years,
about making
and Eisner's
Disney any
proclaimed
good.
Disney decade was
Good
not going as
God.
planned.
Defunct Land is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Was that
In the
Killer Bean?
1990s, the Wild West of
Did I get
themed
Jeff Lu to
entertainment,
voice that one?
apart from the recent themed restaurant chains, were sprouting up all over the country, with the usual suspects being Rainforest Cafe, the Hard Rock Cafe, and Planet Hollywood.
Oh, Planet
The most
Hollywood was so
unexpected of the
good.
New developments might have been the
fuck?
rise in
Place was
indoor
great.
children's play places. These were a mix of tubes, slides, ball pits, nets, stairs with steps
Stupid
taller
kids
than your
having
body,
fun on a
socks,
boring course?
socks with holes in them,
Running swing here? I don't think so.
Damn, marketing was so different back then. Holy shit.
I don't think so. Then where?
This is like some TikTok shit.
DZ is made just for me. The place where I can really cut loose.
What the fuck is DZ? D's nuts or something? Like, what the fuck is
I
this?
don't think so.
I've never heard of DZ. Discovery
opened
Zone.
its first location and came opening 39 more locations until being purchased in 1992 by wealthy Chicago businessman Donald Flynn. In less than 3 years,
Donald
the chain
Flynn,
expanded
big
to
man.
340 locations. McDonald's had noticed the competition, and in 1991 had created their own chain of indoor amusement
I don't know about
centers
that,
named
Num
Leaps
Nums.
and
It's
Bounds.
too nostalgic.
McDonald's would not be able to keep up with Discovery Zone, and would sell all 48 Leaps and Bounds locations to the company in 1994. Around this time, Blockbuster Video, who owned about 20%
yeah.
of Discovery Zone, put up its stake to
Blockbuster.
50.1% and would assume
Goliath.
control of the company in 1995. And 13 fun centers, along with the Discovery Zone name and logo, were purchased by the company's main competitor, a powerful rat
Oh,
named Charles
shit.
Entertainment Cheese.
That son of a bitch.
America, say Chuck E. Cheese.
Wow.
America, say Chuck E. Cheese.
That is horrifying. What the fuck? I cannot believe this place was successful. This is like actual horror movie shit. Like, that rat is fucking methed out.
Many
Thanks for
locations would be
Sophia.
quickly bought by rival chain Showbiz Pizza Place, which was
Ooh.
started by a Chuck E. Cheese franchisee in 1980. Showbiz Pizza did not rebrand any of the Chuck E. Cheese restaurants, and the two chains would eventually be merged in 1990, with Showbiz Pizza Time Incorporated choosing to go all in on the Chuck E. Cheese brand, abandoning Showbiz Pizza's animatronic band, the Rocket-Fire Explosion, in the process. Throughout all of the
Damn,
financial
Showbiz
issues
is
and
going in on the
restructurings, there were still
technology
over
there.
250
Those animatronics
operating
look smooth.
locations in 1992. It was around this time that the Walt Disney Company took note of the success of these companies. While they might have been late to the game, they expected to fit right in. After all, Discovery Zone had been described as an indoor Disney World, and Chuck E. Cheese's used Disney as a major inspiration during its development.
Said One Zone.
If Disney utilized the same concept, implementing their attention to detail and intellectual properties, they could dominate the new market.
And dominate they did.
One day, Michael Eisner himself walked in looking to purchase some items for Disney. The fact that the CEO of one of the world's largest corporations was concerned with something as small as furniture was a true testament to Eisner's micromanagement. Levitt and Eisner apparently hit it off, and he was quickly named Director of Corporate Projects and Executive Assistant
What?
to Eisner. During his first tenure with Disney,
Wait.
he would also become an executive in charge of
Just 'cause he
overseeing
fucking
Walt
gave him
Disney
an over-the-pants
World's
hand job at a
resort and
furniture store?
entertainment locations,
What?
including the Disney Village Marketplace and its Pleasure Island nightclub district. Levitt came up with the idea for an ESPN-themed restaurant to be placed on Pleasure Island. In 1993,
How do you even convince the board of directors to accept that?
A company that
I was shopping for
operated multiple
furniture, and you
Hard
gotta
Rock
meet this
Cafe
guy,
locations.
Art Levitt. I mean, he was
Just
so,
2
he was
years
such a nice
later,
guy. He
he
gave me
would
like a
return to
fucking fist
Disney,
bump and shit.
equipped with new
Yeah, I'm
expertise
gonna
on
put him in charge of our whole
location-based
company.
themed entertainment, an area for children under 3 called the Pooh and You Corner, a storybook time, and a variety of arcade games.
Cool
At
name.
some locations, there was a Little Mermaid themed
Alright, I'm
area
just gonna go play
where
in the
kids
Pooh and
could,
You.
quote, some locations had a magician performing tricks as Merlin, and the cake for
Ooh.
the parties was catered by the
What?
Cheesecake Factory. A child
That's
could
actually
only enter
nuts.
Club Disney with an adult, and both were given a
Cheesecake
special
Factory
wristband with a
bangs.
barcode.
I mean, that's
So
like
no
it,
child could leave with
if
a
you don't know
different
what you
adult
want to
than
eat,
the
you
one
go to the
they came
Cheesecake
with.
Factory
This
and you
was
get a
to
whole
ease the
fucking
minds of
dictionary
parents,
full of
to allow
pages
the
and
kids
pages
to
of
roam
shit to
free
eat.
within the complex.
So
and to
many
ensure
different
that
food
no
items,
parents
all
treated Club
20,000
Disney as a
calories.
daycare center. The head of attendance calculating at the Walt Disney Company estimated that over 10,000 visitors would show up on opening day. And surprise, he was a little off. When Club Disney opened its doors on February 21st, 1997, only 1,000 visitors showed.
Oh,
proving that
shit.
No one had learned anything from Euro Disneyland's opening. One sheriff was quoted saying, "We were expecting a lot more people. Maybe because Disney advertised that tens of thousands were going to be here, it
That's
scared
rough.
people away." While reviews were positive, Club Disney was not without its critics. One of the higher-end malls that Club Disney had moved into accused Disney of ignoring the complex's theming standards by implementing their cheesy design. Also, parents complained about the price of admission, especially the necessity for a separate adult ticket, as they were not participating in the club's activities and were required to be there.
True.
Club Disney
It's pretty
also
scummy.
proved that Disney was best off not teaching anything ever. The company was cutting costs across the board, and Club Disney became another casualty of the financial issues. The chain was closed on November 1st, 1999, having never expanded past its original 5 locations.
Jesus
This
Christ.
was around the same
That's
time
rough.
that Discovery Zone ceased its operations, leading many to believe that
Exit
indoor
5 gift
play
subs,
centers were
Axis.
just a fad of the
Appreciate
90s.
it. Thank you for the
As Chuck E.
generosity.
Cheese's would prove, there is some longevity to the concept, so long as you innovate or evolve. As for Disney Regional Entertainment,
Chuck E. Cheese
Club
hasn't
Disney
fucking
would be the
evolved. What are you
smallest
talking
of their
about?
3 projects. Another
Place is
regional
still
chain
fucking
Levitt
weird.
would create was
ESPN
the complexes were
Zone.
part bar,
What a cool
part
place
restaurant,
to be.
Part arcade, part gift shop, and part broadcast studio. It was such a hit among sports fans
Exit
that there
5
were
gift
apparently
subs
points
sucks,
where
and the
guests
5
would have
gift
to be
subs
dragged
man didn't
out for
start.
staying an
The
excessive amount
back-to-back
of
gift
time.
subs.
The ESPN Zone would also put on the Ultimate Couch Potato Competition, a sitting competition that challenged participants to watch TV without falling asleep or getting up, only allowing a bathroom break every 8 hours. One year, the winner
What?
watched TV for 3 straight days.
What the fuck? Wait, what?
ESPN
No
Zone
way
would
someone
debut in
didn't die
Baltimore
from
on July
deep vein
11th,
thrombosis.
1998.
No
The
way.
brand would grow to a total of 9 locations,